So rumor has it that apparently Sledgehammer Games is working on Call of Duty Advanced Warfare 2, and I am here to discuss it and share with you guys the apparent leak and rumors that are going on, because it is very interesting to say the very least. Now, what I'm going to be doing is no face cam for this video. If you guys been around the video channel long enough, you know, like the news kind of style stuff, I usually have my face cam up. The reason I'm not putting face cam up is I'm going to try to give you guys as much Advanced Warfare gameplay as possible. I'm going to try to record some, and hopefully I'm recording this prior to, but hopefully I get enough footage that's actually cool to throw up on screen for you guys. I'm sure it will be. Anyways, that said, I want to talk about this because it's super interesting. And the thing is that if you've been around long enough, you know that I actually really enjoyed Advanced Warfare, and I think a lot of people did. I don't think that many people actually hated that game. I think most of the hate started coming in with Infinite Warfare for some reason. I don't know why that one specifically, but that seems to be like where people started to be like, no. Black Ops 3 people seem to love. Advanced Warfare, there's elements people hated, like obviously, you know, the pay to win kind of feel with the supply drops where you'd get like the Speak Easy, for example, which was so OP, and all these different guns that you'd get in supply drops. Now, obviously you didn't have to pay to get the supply drops, but if you wanted more supply drops, you'd have to pay to get more. And anyways, there's just kind of a whole thing. So that element people didn't like, people hated for good reason. But everything else about the game, the gameplay itself, everything else, you know, the movement, yeah, it was very different, but it was a lot of fun. I think so. But anyways, let's talk about the rumor, because the rumor is coming in from a couple different sources. And again, like everything, you got to take a rumor with a grain of salt, right? We don't know for sure that it's actually going to be, you know, anything. I kind of hope it is, especially after Vanguard, because Vanguard was just like, it was not very good. It kind of flopped. Maybe you loved Vanguard. I didn't. Sales were down like 44% for that game. It's just, I don't know. It wasn't that great in my opinion, especially coming off of like, you know, World War II. That game was so good, but again, you got to understand too, it was led by different people, right? We had Michael Condrey and Glenn Schofield back then, and they're no longer with Sledgehammer Games, and you know, maybe I don't know, maybe it's just, you know, the different developers, and it's just not kind of resonating right with people. I don't know. But all that to say, the rumor is this is coming from a couple of sources. So one of them is Ralph Valve, and another one is apparently a known Call of Duty leaker. I've never heard of either of these people, by the way. But the other one is called The Ghost of Hype, and both of them are saying that apparently this is a thing. This is what's you know, this is what's in the works, right? Now again, is that true? I have no idea. It might not be. It might be just a big fake speculation and lie, and I don't know. But it's an interesting topic nonetheless. And so basically what they're saying is that Sledgehammer Games is aiming to strip away from the World War shooters, they say, and instead return to the battlegrounds of the future, ushering back in an era of advanced warfare on the now unified IW 9.0 engine, reads Ralph Valve on whatifgaming.com. So very interesting there. They're saying that leading up to the release of Call of Duty Vanguard, apparently Sledgehammer's narrative team originally had the desire to further explore the world and make several sequels involving the Vanguard's cast of characters. So they were really into Vanguard as a development team, but with Vanguard falling short of expectations, and that's a little bit of an understatement in my opinion, to say the very least. With that happening, of course, you know, they were back to square one, right? They pitched, they were tasked with pitching a new idea. They had to have something, you know, conceptually ready for the executives to give the go-ahead for, different things like that. Again, this is all, you know, reported by Ralph Valve on What If Gaming. So apparently the story goes the Sledgehammer brought to the table the topic of advanced warfare, right? Which is interesting because we got back to boots on the ground because people were complaining. And you know what? It's always like that, right? People are complaining, we don't got boots on the ground, I want boots on the ground. And then we get boots on the ground, what happens? A lot of people are like, man, you know what? I actually miss Black Ops 3. I miss Advanced Warfare, this and that. It just happens every single time without fail, man. And then we're going to get Advanced Warfare 2 because people are going to be like, they're going to be on board. They're going to be like, yeah, it's going to be sick, man. You know, it was so good back in the day. We're going to get it. People are going to complain again. You know what though? I think a big part of it is just like the direction that Call of Duty's going in the last few days. I apologize if you heard a big bang. Someone dropped something upstairs. We're just rolling with it, man. We're just going. But anyways, I think the reason is that it's just they've changed the kind of the meta, with Call of Duty games, and I think that's the big thing. I think that boots on the ground or advanced, I don't think it would matter if they would just get it right, and that's the one thing that like Advanced Warfare captured, right? It captured the essence of fun. It wasn't super sweaty. It wasn't like over the top, like I don't know. There's just more of an element of fun to that game. Same thing with Black Ops 3. And then, kind of moving forward beyond that, it started getting sweatier and sweatier as time kind of pressed on, right? I think the last classic, really super arcadey, Call of Duty was Call of Duty Ghosts, technically. But I think, Black Ops 3 as well. And even a little bit, dare I say it, even a little bit of Infinite Warfare, I think was also still captured some of that arcadey essence that we all kind of came to love about Call of Duty back in the day. But then it just started getting more and more kind of like, I don't know, I don't know what exactly they did. I mean, that's a whole other topic we can kind of, try to discuss, skill-based matchmaking and the balancing and just their approach to map design and, the weapons and just like, the explosives and the score streaks. Like there's a whole slew of stuff we can get into. We're not going to right now, but the point is I think that's kind of like a big thing that kind of factors in here, right? Is the fact that it feels like Call of Duty's changed so much in the past, few years, with World War II and Vanguard. I mean, even in World War II, I mean, that's kind of where I think it started to kind of shift a little bit more, Infinite Warfare, but going all the way up to like Black Ops 3, I mean, it was great fun. So, I mean, here's the thing, man. If they would just capture that essence again, boots on the ground or not, I think that'd be key. But in terms of Advanced Warfare 2, honestly, I would have a lot of fun with it personally. I think it would be a lot of fun. I would personally just love to dive back into that. I've been saying it for a long time, right? I've been saying that I really did enjoy that game. I even went back to play it like a year or so ago, and I had an absolute blast with it. Even though there wasn't a lot of people in the lobbies, I had a blast with it, and it was just a lot of fun. So, yeah, I mean, you know what? I would be down. 100% I'd be down with it. And this isn't just like nostalgic kind of, talks or whatever, nostalgia talking, because when I was playing the game when it was out, this is one game that I actually had a lot of fun with. I sunk a lot of hours into it. I was grinding Call of Duty a lot, same thing with Black Ops 3. I started to grind a little bit less, like I said, when they started to shift how their approach was to Call of Duty. They kind of started to shift into this whole other realm, if you will, that just, I don't know, it just didn't feel good, man. They started losing that essence. And this is what I said too about Modern Warfare 2 with the beta, is that, there's a lot of potential for that game to be good, but there's so much stuff they're not listening to with fan feedback, and they're just sticking to their guns, and it's not good, man. It's not a good environment. I don't know. That's just me. But as far as Advanced Warfare 2, bring it on, man. Bring it on. I like to switch it up. I said it before too. I forget when or which video, but I did say before that what I think would be cool is, instead of sticking to strict, like, futuristic or strict boots on the ground, switch it up like every year or 2 years, you know what I mean? Like off and on, right? So we get like a futuristic kind of Call of Duty, and we get kind of like a boots on the ground Call of Duty, or maybe we get 2 boots on the ground Call of Duties and then a futuristic one, just to kind of switch it up, you know what I mean? Just to kind of keep things fresh, because if we stick to one or the other, because like when we had 3 futuristic games back to back to back, it got a little tiresome. And now that we've had a bunch of boots on the ground games back to back to back, I feel like that's getting tiresome. So I feel like as they just kind of alternate it, switch it up, man, just capture that fun, the fun that, devs had back in the early 2000s. You think of games like Tony Hawk Pro Skater and all those old school games that just like devs had fun making games, and now it doesn't feel like that. It feels like devs are just making games in a corporate setting, and so they're losing that life to their games, and they got to have that fun and creativity back like they used to. And I don't know, man. Anyways, that's just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna wrap this up here before I continue ranting for another 20 minutes. Let me know what you guys like to see Advanced Warfare 2 or not. Again, take this rumor with a grain of salt. Time will tell if that is the case, but I would be so on board. I would love it personally, but let me know. What do you guys think? If you enjoyed this one, leave it a like, subscribe for more. We do a variety of gaming content here on the channel. Stay safe, stay well, have yourselves an amazing rest of your day. And until the next one, my friends, game on.